Elly Doyle Park Service Award was established in honor of Elly Mae Doyle's many years of service and accomplishments as a member and chairman of the Park Authority Board. The county's park system expanded and thrived during her tenure with the addition of significant open space, construction of new recreational facilities, and a commitment to preservation of natural and cultural resources in Fairfax County.
So my name is Elly Smith, and I'm serving as a missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And we've been serving here at Lake Acton Park, trying to preserve the beauty here by protecting the native plants and trees growing here. And so we do that by pulling plants such as porcelain berries. And that helps keep the trees and the plants here natively alive.
The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, they've been phenomenal coming here for the last year and a half, if not 2 years. Just before COVID hit, they started coming here. And even at the height of COVID, where everyone pretty much locked themselves in at houses and where have you, they were here every single Saturday supporting this effort here. This group has given us more volunteer hours than probably our entire volunteer workforce over the last 2 years. All of the groups here that support the invasive management project, they pull all kinds of invasive, starting from very minor Japanese stiltweed, which is very tedious, but you literally have to get on your hands and knees to pull the grass out, to bigger invasives such as this one. This is Oriental Bittersweet. The key thing there is the bark, that you can tell, but more importantly, here in this angle here, see how the twist is here? This twist, what it actually done is wrapped itself around a smaller native tree or plant and literally squeeze the life out of it so that it can take over and get to the top. These have roots that are 20, 30, 40 feet long, and they're looped as such as this all through the underground. So this takes days and days, if not weeks, to pull the entire root system from one area. So again, we go from very small projects that the various volunteers assist to the larger ones that this group here helps us pull to achieve the ultimate goal, and that's preserving the nature here.
So we are honored to receive this award because it's just a great blessing to do work in the community and make this park beautiful for people to see and as they walk on these trails. And it's really fulfilling on our part to just see the progress that we make here.
My name is Phillip Lautassa. I'm a volunteer steward with the Friends of Accotink Creek. The Friends of Accotink Creek are a volunteer group that does whatever it can to enhance the well-being of Accotink Creek and its surrounding watershed. Our activities include biological stream monitoring, stream trash cleanups, removal of invasive exotic plant species, and general education and advocacy on issues regarding Accotink Creek. One of the typical events that we do is the stream cleanup. At a typical stream cleanup, our volunteers will arrive and be advised to first learn a little bit about our watershed and the issues affecting it by looking through the display of educational posters we make available to them. Once they've learned a little bit about the watershed, then the volunteers are provided with gloves, tags, instructions on where and how to clean up, and sent out to the creek to spend a couple of hours picking up trash that thoughtless litter bugs have tossed on the streets and parking lots to be washed down the storm drains directly into the creek every time it rains. Accotink Creek, like most streams in our built-up areas, is suffering from a plague of different problems, including loss of wooded habitat on its banks, various types of pollution, excessive amounts of trash in the stream, lots of invasive species killing off the native vegetation. Ironically, the the worst problem affecting Acatink Creek and most of our creeks is water itself. Because of all the paved areas that we humans have added to the landscape, when rain falls, it no longer sinks in to charge the underground aquifer. Rather, it runs off directly into the stream, overwhelming the stream bed, eroding the stream banks, and creating large amounts of fine sediment that smother the living creatures on the bottom of the stream bed that form the basis of the food chain. The Friends of Acatink Creek are honored to again be named recipients of the Elly Doyle Award among the thousands of dedicated volunteers who volunteer each year with the Fairfax County Park Authority. The ever-increasing demands of our ever-increasing population on our limited and finite parklands cannot be met by the budget of the Park Authority alone. Volunteers are needed to protect our native areas, and we encourage all people to volunteer to help protect our natural habitat.
I'm Jeffrey Crutch. I'm a volunteer on site. This is Observatory Park at Turner Farm. I've been doing this about 20 years. We've been interacting with the public. Our main purpose is to teach science to the public through astronomy. And we started out with Friday night viewings. We eventually expanded it into a fuller program. There was a lot of work done to get the bond issuing thing, to get this funded and worked out. We did a lot of work fundraising and working with the public and getting attention to it. And so we've been doing this for quite a number of years, and we've set up courses for park takes, as well as the Friday night programs and special events. Been very popular. We get a lot of people in. I figure about 2,000 a year or more on our average year. And so I'll greet them coming in. I'll ask them, who they are, where they came from, what their interests are. Maybe give them a sky tour if they want. Answer questions, because a lot of them have specific areas or questions like that, especially the kids as well as the parents. The other thing we do is set up a sundial on the sidewalk called an animatic sundial, and kids can actually use that, and they become part of the sundial. Their shadow is cast towards the time when they sit at the specified spot. So kids really like that. They gather around when you show them that, and it's an active participant to them. Well, I discovered that through the International Dark Sky Association had a designation for an urban dark sky site. And when I found out about that, I did the initial work identifying where we were, put us on a map so they'd have our location and realize how close we were to a city, and then an idea of what kind of environment we were in, urban, suburban. So I provided that initial information about the observatory here on our site. And then I did a dark sky survey. I actually have instruments, and I measured the darkness of the night sky and took night photographs to show where the light pollution was coming from in each direction, so they knew what our dark or sky actually looked like at night. So it's actually a designation of a place that actually educates the public about what light pollution is and what can be done about it, and it gives them an idea of the impacts of it and how to try and deal with some of those and mitigate those impacts. And so we're trying to get a designation for being such a site by showing that we do indeed educate the public on that, and we follow good lighting practices. That's why we did a light survey, for example. I think the most rewarding thing is actually helping with the education of the public and children in particular, and hoping that they lead to another generation of scientists and similar types of things. And for the general public that don't become scientists, they become better citizens. I was honored. Mainly it was a surprise to me in some ways, but I was honored because just that understanding or designation, stuff like that, just tells me that there's value in this, and we use that actually to get more attention for what we need to further our program. And so to me, that's probably the biggest thing is that kind of attention stuff helps us get more volunteers and more people, and that to me is the long-range plan.